Welcome everybody to How Fast Will It Go, and today we're dealing with the 1995 Toyota MR2 GT. Now this has 774 horsepower, 447 pounds-feet of torque from a 3.2 litre twin turbocharged V8 engine. The car itself now weighs 2,332 pounds, has all-wheel drive, and it can now do 0 to 60 in 2.573 seconds and 0 to 105.050 seconds. So yeah, that's not a lot of power out of this car. Most vehicles on this series have in excess of 1,000 horsepower easily, some even more than that, and yeah, this obviously has a lot less than that. Now what this does have going for it is a lack of weight. The fact it's an older cars generally are more, tunable with their gearboxes and therefore their top end speed, and the fact that it's also quite aerodynamic. I've changed at least the front bumper, side skirts, and removal of the rear spoiler. Can't remember if I did the rear bumper or not, but I don't think it looks any different. But yeah, at least the additions and the omission of the spoiler should help improve aerodynamics. So yeah, it might well do well here, but yeah, with that lack of power, it's never going to be as quick as some of the vehicles on this series. But let's see how far behind it's going to be. So let's get out there and see what it can do. No doubt this is still it is now a properly quick accelerating car. Do 0 to 100 quicker than it could ever do 0 to 60. And we're already blitzing past 200 miles an hour. Could well get bounced around a little bit by some of the uneven road surfaces, but should hopefully not be too bad. There's 260 already. Despite having not even 800 horsepower, there's 270, 273. Now remember, the McLaren P1 in the previous episode had 503 extra horsepower over this, and that managed 275 miles an hour. So
you have arrived at your destination.
We're coming awfully close to that, considering the massive gap in horsepower. There's 274. We seem to be quite at the rev limit there, but pretty sure we've got something left in there surely. So there is this downhill section which will gain us speed by gravity, but it's all about whether or not we can hold the speed as we get down to the flat part. That's 277. What speed are we going to be scrubbing off? That's 274. Now, we're not going to get 275 unfortunately, but that is still really quick for a car with so little power in comparison to other vehicles on this series. So yeah, mightily impressive regardless. So yeah, 274 mile an hour is as quick as the Nissan 370Z Nismo, the Audi RS5 Coupe, the Ferrari F8 Tributo, and the Zenvo TSRS, which were cars that had way more power than this. That Zenvo, for instance, was well in excess of 1,000 horsepower, and we're also quicker than the likes of the TVR Cerberus B12 and the Maserati MC12 Versione Corsa. Again, cars that had way more power than this, and we're only 1 mile an hour behind, like I said, the McLaren P1, the Toyota Celica SSI, and fellow Japanese car, the Nissan Z car. So yeah, not as quick as some cars that we've had on this series by any means, but considering how little power it's got in comparison to a lot of vehicles on this series, and there's cars out there that we've chosen that have twice the power as this, to get to still a 274 mile an hour with so little effort, because the handling wasn't really compromised, it was able to deal with the extra speed and acceleration. So yeah, on the whole, mightily impressive in terms of speed and in terms of how it handled all that extra power. So yeah, really good car. And yeah, just goes to show that horsepower readings aren't necessarily the be all and end all on for a car on this series. Nonetheless though, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.